I am in quite a rush tonight. It's a little bit later than when I like to start, so definitely trying to scrounge up whatever I have. But I found that I have these ramen noodles and some curry powder or paste. I think it's a roux, curry roux. So we're gonna put together a beef curry with some of these veggies and then turn it into a curry ramen just because I didn't take the time to wash the rice and I was kind of in a rush and I realized we're actually quite low on rice, so we're gonna do noodles because why not, right? Starting off here with a nice onion and gonna give that a little rough chop. I like to leave my veggie slices a lot bigger for when it comes to curry just because it's a lot easier to pick up with your hashi or your chopsticks. But that's my preference. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. Crazy enough, I used to think curry was really spicy, and then now I love it. It smells so good. It's Japanese curry is just something magical. Now, the box stuff will never be as good, in my opinion, as some of the ones that I've had at restaurants, but we're here. We're here, and we're gonna try and make it in the apartment, so please, bear that in mind. If you've ever been to a spot called what is it called? Coco Curry House. Oh my gosh. That stuff is insanely good. But chopping up this absolutely massive potato. Like, this thing is huge. I think I was originally planning to do like a loaded baked potato, but time kind of got away from me and I ended up not having any of the ingredients that I wanted to do with it, so we're gonna end up using this one for the curry. When it comes to making curry, usually I want to say the staple ingredients that you have to have are carrots, onions, potatoes, and usually your protein. Sometimes people will put extra veggies or cheese or even corn. I've definitely thrown in whatever frozen veggies I've had, which it turns into pretty good. I mean, the sauce itself is really tasty, so you can put whatever you want. There's no limit to it. I think Japanese people just love curry, in all honesty, now that I think about it. But gonna give my carrots a nice little choppy chop. Hope you guys are doing good today. I'm still wearing my new apron. I'm loving this lighter color. Yeah, it just seems so happy. I definitely still, when I'm just during the day, if I run into the kitchen and try to make myself something for lunch, I will wear my other gray apron, but for now I'm going to wear this one. So we have our plate here, everything prepared, and we're going to go to our pan over here where oh yeah, never mind. We also have our beef here. This is one of my splurge items. It's called shaved steak in the grocery store, and this was like a $6 pack, and you get, I don't remember how much it weighs, but you get all this meat here, and it's sliced super thin. So if you're doing something like a shabu shabu or a hot pot of some sort, this stuff is absolutely perfect because it's just cut the most thin, beautiful. Like, look at that, you can almost see through that, right? Anyway, so have our nice hot pan here, and we're gonna start off by adding some avocado oil to this here, just so that our veggies hopefully don't stick, followed by just kind of sauteing the veggies in the pan just to give them a light cook before anything else. Beautiful. I'm starting to prepare for this weekend, which is gonna be absolutely insane. And then I normally don't have Fridays that I work, but I'm having to work an event on a Friday, which is gonna eat up some of my time. And now someone is asking that they want to do something on oh gosh, what is it? Saturday now. So I'm like, oh geez, I am running out of weekends to go and get an outfit for my best friend's wedding. I might be able to fit in something in my closet. I've gained so much weight since my car's been out of out and unable to drive around that it's I don't fit in my clothes, guys. This is kind of a bad thing. Like I'm, body positivity and all that, but I gotta fit in my clothes, so I will need to go and find something that's appropriate for her wedding sooner than later. I don't know. We've got a week or two. Hopefully, I don't have to get anything hemmed. We are definitely cutting it down to the wire for me, but it'll be fine, right? Look at these beautiful veggies, though. Something about cooking makes me super happy and content. I wish I could eat everything that I cooked, and I wish I could keep cooking and not have to eat it, because I do enjoy just the act of cooking and putting stuff together. But I, if I ate everything that I cooked, I would probably be twice as big. So that might not be a good thing. But oh man, when we were little, we'd go and visit my grandparents in Hawaii, and during that visit we would go from the one island, the big island, to Oahu, and we'd get a hotel room there, and we would stay there at the hotel room, and it had a kitchenette and stuff like that. So we'd have our dinner with the family, with my grandparents in the hotel room, and then my parents, and stuff. We'd do all that, and because my grandparents went to bed so early, we would end up eating, I want to say, dinner probably closer to 4 and being done by 5. So super, super early, sun's still out, and they'd like, all right, we're going to bed. And we're like, oh, okay. So my parents used to take my sister and I out, and we would go walk downtown Waikiki. And looking back on that, oh, I miss that so much. It was so nice. We would leave our hotel room and go downstairs to the lobby, and I remember walking around downtown and just like all the touristy stuff, and we go to the beach and we'd walk on the sand and the beach, and the weather, it's just before sunset or right at sunset, so it's beautiful, beautiful out, and we'd go walking around and we'd look in shops, and sometimes, we'd get a coffee or something like that, and we'd stop sometimes at various of big hotels, like nice resort hotels and stuff, and we'd look in their lobby and just kind of, sit down for a minute, or, use their restroom as before we continued on going. And it was so nice. There's all the live bands playing, and after we'd go walking around, because Waikiki's kind of a city, we'd come home, and on our way home there was a cocoa curry house, and we used to stop there almost every time without fail. Now this is golden curry, it's totally different, but this is a mild box that I had, and we would go, and my dad would order a curry, and we would totally go and sneak that up to our hotel and eat curry in the middle. Well, I'd say middle of the night. It's probably 8 o'clock in realistic. But we'd go and we'd eat curry in the hotel room, and it was so good. And then growing up later on, I realized, oh my gosh, this is that same curry house. There's one like in Irvine, and yeah, so we'll definitely have to go one of these days back there. We added some water to our pot though, and we're kind of letting this boil and soften the veggies. I want to get them mostly soft, if not completely cooked. I don't want to melt them too hard, but we're going to just give them a little poke test and see if it's poking through. That's pretty close before we add the curry in, because once you add the curry roux from this mix, it kind of it will thicken a lot, so to speak. Oh, and our meat, of course, too. This stuff was so thin that you'll just watch how fast that it cooks. It's absolutely insane. So the water's hot, obviously boiling, and just swishing it around, like it's almost instantly cooked. But yeah, I love this stuff. This meat is so nice. I should get this more often. I mean, yeah. But anyways, here's our curry box. We're going to open it up. And then pull out the little roos for you to see them. When it comes to Japanese curry, it usually comes in these little bricks, and you just make your veggies with your meat in your water, and then you add these boxes, these bricks or whatnot and stuff. So cute little super simple. It almost looks like chocolate to me. For some reason, it does not smell like chocolate, so you're not going to mistake it for chocolate, but it definitely has like a chocolate bar vibe. So I'm trying to break these up and put these in. And you, depending on how strong you want it, you'll add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how big your pot is. But we'll put this one in, we'll put a second one in, and we'll let it dissolve. This is just the mild curry, so no spice whatsoever, just lots of flavor. This does have salt in it already, but yeah, it's good. And then you just mix it up, and obviously our beef is already cooked because it's just like instant, and you'll start to see the broth kind of change from a light pale color to kind of more yellow, orange, more vivid brown. Yeah. And that's it, guys. Curry is just that simple. Like, I think it's one of those things that most people learn early on if they're learning how to cook. You could definitely cook it here and then have this with rice. But since I'm kind of low on rice, I opted for noodles. So we'll end up we've got a pot of boiling water here, so we'll actually end up using that. But I think I want this to be a little bit stronger because I dissolved those 2 bricks or those 2 roux in there, and it just looked a little pale to me. So we're actually going to keep going. I added another 2 bricks from a medium hot pack that I had in the fridge, and I completely forgot. So I was like, you know what? We'll add this in. This will be good. I've always grown up just putting just the roux in, but you could totally put in other stuff. Like, I've seen people add butter to their curry. I've seen people add grated apple or grated onion. Lots of different things. You can kind of see it's starting to change colors. It's getting more of that goldeny, yellowy brown that we kind of know and love. So as it dissolves, the spices start to kind of spread out into the broth and turn into that sauce, really, because oh my gosh, I'm like salivating looking at this again. This stuff was good. Yeah, I have to get more of this beef. Holy smokes. I think this one has a little bit too much potato, but that's okay. That's okay. It's preventing it from being too salty. We'll get our ramen noodles too. They're just dried ramen noodles. I definitely prefer a fresh noodle, but this is what we have, so this is what we're using. They all come in these cute little bundles, which makes it super easy for servings. And you just kind of like you would spaghetti, throw it in the pot, let it go. This one needs about 4 minutes for it to cook. So we'll just set our little timer here so we won't forget. And then keep giving this curry a stir and letting the rest of that brick kind of melt away. We don't want to find any like super dark giant globs, because I think that would probably not be very good if you were to have a giant, I don't know, bite of that. Like, oh my gosh, probably super strong. But yeah, just kind of making sure that nothing was stuck on the bottom, because that can happen sometimes. And yeah, you could totally, right? You can totally tell the color difference and how it's starting to get a little bit on the thicker side. The potatoes aren't melting a ton, which is good because I didn't want them to make it too thick, but it's definitely starting to come together. I would highly recommend trying this with just rice. This over rice would be amazing. Oh my goodness. But for us today, we're going to use curry roux. So skipping ahead, our timer's just about to go off. So turn that off and go ahead and pull out our noodles. I need to get a colander. I don't have a colander that I trust or a strainer that I trust with noodles or rice. And I need to trim that hanging thread on my sweater too. My goodness. The things you notice when you're looking at videos of yourself in post, you're like, dang, my scars on my arm really do show up. Oh, that's crazy. But if you guys have made it to this far in the video, once again, guys, appreciate all the support. I am so excited to see that you guys are entertained, if nothing else, by the nightly shenanigans of what's going on. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? What? I can't get this last noodle. I don't think there's another. Is there another noodle? Look at this thread hanging off my arm too. Oh my goodness. Kim, you are a mess here. Oh boy. Well, I think that's all the noodles. We're going to kind of try to lay them so they look somewhat pretty, but also smash them to the side because I think it'll read a little bit better for you guys if you can see all the elements together. Otherwise, it just looks like a bowl full of curry and there's no noodles. So, yeah, get ourselves some big old pieces of potato and lots of meat. This was a horrible spoon to be doing with this. Guys, use a ladle. Don't be like me. Just use a ladle. Your life will be so much better. I should stop trying to conserve and not make a ton of dishes and just use the proper tool. Does anybody else love... Oh, knock at the camera. Does anybody else love cooking but hate the dishes? Say aye. Aye. But, guys, we're, yeah. Get some more meat. Get some more sauce. This is my noodle bowl that I got from Daiso. Another one of my favorites. Oh boy. Well, guys, I don't know what I'm gonna make tomorrow. I definitely need to go to the grocery store because we are using dried noodles. So that tells me it's time to buy groceries. Gosh, but yeah. We'll get some groceries and next time we'll have some better food. Maybe we'll do another baking thing. I don't know. Sometimes life be like that and you just don't know what's going to happen. But here's my beautiful bowl. Give you guys a good little look over here. And then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little curry ramen journey. I will see you guys next time. And yeah, here's my little complimentary sniff look. You could sniff it if you were this close. Alright guys, see you later. Bye!